All right, we are live. Go. We're good to go, Ray.
Good morning. Welcome to Roll Call, episode number one Birmingham Roller Podcast, bringing together Birmingham roller fans from all over the world. Today, I'm your host. My co-host is going to be Jerry Chacon, and our guest today is Johnny Isabelle. And Johnny, you're from Las Vegas, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Transplant from
Yeah.
California.
A transplant
From
from
California.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How long have you been living there?
About 13 years.
Oh, shuck, you're a Las Vegas guy now.
Well, I'm trying, but it ain't working out the way as I expected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Johnny, tell us about yourself and your rollers. You know how you got started and what family you have.
Okay, well, I really started in the birds when I was about 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
And things didn't get serious until I was 60. That's when things got serious. I joined a couple of clubs, met a few people, and I was befriended by Frank Lavin, Bob Scott, uh, Richard Power, Lester Lemire, Eldon McDowell, and Charles Robinson. And I took it from there. That's what I liked. That's what I built around. So I have a combination of maybe 5 or 6 different lines of birds, that I built around. Got a Lemire, Smith pigeon, got some Pinson pigeons. I got a few experiments here and there. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Because you know how it is. Keep it, perfect it, and improve on it.
That's right.
Sure.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, you grew up did you grow up in California?
Well, pretty much half and half and half. I'm from the South. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So, I went to high school out here. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I went to junior high school, elementary out here. So I was pretty young when we moved to California.
So you didn't start. You started doing rollers in California.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, the names you mentioned. You're talking about some of the greats. From back in the day, and some real speed when it comes to birds.
Yes, sir. Well, these guys befriended me, and hey, I reciprocated in turn. And from to this day, there's a lot of nice birds out there, but I haven't seen them that compared to the stuff that I'm trying to hoard and trying to work with over here. Tell you the truth be known, but hey, and for anybody to think they got the best birds, they fooling themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of good birds out there. People accidentally come up with a cross. Oh man, don't make nothing but stars. Right. You know what I'm saying? They get 100% out of what they trying to do.
Right.
So, hey, but I like what I do. You know what I'm saying?
So the family you have now, you mentioned, is a combination of a few different families that you've been working with, and what do you find is the best that's working for you?
Well, my main family is my Smith family, my mother. Mm-hmm. Okay, that guarantees me speed. That's not exceptionally deep wise, but the speed is what I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. I've been dealing with that for a minute. every now and then we get a 40 or 50 footer. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm hooked on the muffs. But the Lima pigeons, see, I everything that I have mix well with each other.
Mhm.
I've done it several times, different pairs, you know what I'm saying, here and there to see, to make sure
Mhm.
that it's not just a fluke. So, and then after I seen that, I'm ensured that the genotype for each line of bird, I had it not jammed up, but to where I'm gonna ensure that I get a respectable product of that gene.
Mhm. Mhm.
Saying
Mhm.
so, it's going to give me what I'm looking for consistently. Say that's what I need consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's one of the hardest things in the hobby, you know, trying to be consistent in the breeding loft, you know, consistent in the in competition. I mean, consistency does matter, doesn't it?
yeah. But the thing of it is, if you're into breeding and trying to perfect, you find yourself kind of sometimes kind of locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because you have so many options.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have so many options. And,
Uh,
and time is not on our side.
right.
Right.
It takes time to hit each one of these progressions. You know what I'm saying? Because if I had the time, hey man, there's a whole lot of things I need to
Yeah.
do and want to do.
Yeah. There's you know, a lot of us tend to want to see what we want to see in these birds right away from the point that we get these birds. And you know, like you just said, man, it takes time, you know. If and you got to figure it out. That's the most important thing about it, because you cannot you cannot buy success, you know what I mean. You know,
Pretty much.
you gotta get to know it. So it doesn't matter who you get your birds from. You know, you ain't gonna buy their success with those birds. You know, you gotta put it together. You know, I
Got
understand
to put
exactly what
in
you're
the
saying.
work. You have to
Yeah.
put in the work.
It
Yeah.
isn't
Yes, sir.
I was just talking to someone about that yesterday, you know. I don't think you need a ton of birds because you know when you
Yeah.
first get started, you don't get everything that a guy has. You know, he may help you out, but you don't get everything he has. So having the same success he might have is fleeting. You know, I mean, some guys get lucky, but it's luck. You know,
Yeah.
and and no matter what family you get, you guys are right. You got to work it. You know, you got to figure it out. You got to put those maidens together. You know, and like you said, when you have so many combinations to work with, sometimes you know, well, time isn't on our side, like you said,
That's it.
right? So when you put your birds together, you know, if you got birds that you're breeding from, do you go through a process when you do that?
What I'm doing right now, to give you an example, I've I put two or three pair of crosses and two or three pairs of the birds that I'm short on to ensure that I can make some birds so if anything happen, I won't be without.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay, my main Smith bird, I'm on the third 3/4. I'm 3/4ing him the third time, three different ways.
Mhm.
First way is off of him and his sister. Second way is off of him and his first cousin, and the third way is off of him and another sister. So whatever I get out there in the kid box and Pop catches my eye, oh, they going right to the wayside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, mission is accomplished. I got you or your daddy or better. You know what I'm saying? Within you. So hey, good. I can't complain. Can't
Well,
complain.
Johnny, do you have a specific criteria for birds? You bring into the breeding. Is it just from the air? Do you do any color? Um,
No, I don't do none of that. This is from the air,
mhm,
and once you show what you got, if it's good enough, you'll go in the stock pen, and
mhm.
then you'll get bred. You
Nice.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and and it's not so much as me breeding line to line. I breed best to best.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
'Cause in some cases, man, them best do to
Yeah.
do.
I know at times like when it comes down to your breeding, it's very important to have yourself a really good breeding loft. And I've noticed that you just built yourself a nice loft, man. Tell us a little bit about that. How'd you come up with that idea? And I mean, it's a beautiful loft that you got going on, and you utilize the space very well. So if you could, elaborate a little bit on your setup that you just put together.
Thank you for that, Jerry. This is all due to my son, because it appeared I couldn't get nobody to really do what I needed to have done for a reasonable price. Seemed like everybody wanted to beat me up a little bit,
Yeah.
but my son got tired of it and stepped in, and what I told him I wanted, he made it. I
Mhm.
already had the breeding stall, and so I'm saying he had to do was, hey, lay it out, put the roof on it, and everything. So what we did was, before all of this transpired, I got with HOA, got approval on all the cement work,
Nice.
and having the aviary. I called the county. I said, okay, are we zoned for birds over here? You know what I'm saying? And do I need a permit to build an aviary?
Mhm.
It says as long as it's under 200 square feet and 5 to 6 inches from any structure, you're fine. I was loving it. I was
Nice.
loving it.
Wow.
Nice. I noticed it's like you step up to it, and I mean it very roomy. I mean this is a dream loft for, you know, especially a person like you, retired probably, and just enjoying life. What do you? I mean, a man at your age, like what is this? These birds? Why these birds? Like, what are they doing for you, man? Like you could be fishing, man. And you're building a loft. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. Hey, I do fish.
Okay.
I do fish. I went and bought me 2 years ago a brand new boat. So I do fish, but back to the birds. Hey man, this is my heart. They give me peace of mind. They give me joy. You know what I'm saying? When I'm down in the dumps, I can go outside and sit and, hey, perk up and check out my birds. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, you got this option, you got that option. Hey, make a plan and stick to it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So right now, when I first made the transition, I had 350 birds.
Wow.
I barely got 200 birds, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the birds didn't make that transition, so I'm in trying to get off the sidelines, maintain what I have, and still put something in there. So
Yeah.
that's 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 why my breeding situation is erratic right now. But Hey, everything that come out, oh man, you got to hit the air. You got to give me my 20 minutes.
Mm. How many pairs you're working with right now?
uh, I had uh, well, I had 16 pairs and I broke up six. Well, I think I got 9 pairs now.
Yeah, and
And
off of those pairs, how many rounds you go off of those birds? In breeding season.
see, me, period, I don't do breeding season. I go 3 rounds and see what my percentages is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If my percentages is good, hey, I might do that again. But if my percentages ain't up to par, oh man, I ain't never doing that no more. That's a waste of time.
Yeah,
See, I'm still that's still under that time zone. We short on time. See, it takes time for these pigeons to really mature. I tell you, uh, I was fortunate enough to have a 3-year-old kid 1 year, and we flew against CCRC. I think I scored 480 something, and Charles Robinson scored a 590 something.
Mhm.
Oh man, we lit them boys up.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
and them birds was just either just turning 3, and we were fortunate enough to have kids, cause in California the BOP is tough, tough, tough.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the main issue was the Coopers. But
Mhm.
we always maintained a good enough backup that we was good that year. You know what I'm saying?
So, John,
Huh?
Johnny, how many kits do you fly?
Well, I got 4 kit boxes that hold 50 apiece.
Uh-huh.
So I got 2 that's full up and 2 that's empty. That's
Mhm.
why I haven't completely shut down. And see, and with the transition and losing the birds and trying to catch up and all of this kind of shit, and the birds wasn't used to the transition, and that's a major factor.
Yeah.
Believe that, man. They wasn't making me nothing. Now they done kind of eased into it a little bit. It's been 3 years now. Hey, I'm getting the birds. I got 60 birds out there I'm working with now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying.
how do you train those? How do you keep them like 20 birds, 20 birds, 20 birds, or do you fly them, fly them? How do you like to train them? Like,
Well, what I do is whatever babies that I got that's lean that's close to each other, I put them all together. They're
okay,
gonna learn from each other.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I put them in after I wean them, I put them in the pen where they can come out and go in. But 95% of the time, you run them all out and you lock them out, make their ass stay up there and see where it's at. But
Mhm.
in order for them to go in, you got some barbs there. My birds is trap trained in a week. You know what I'm saying? Once they're trap trained real good, hey, I move them over to the next kid box and start letting their ass out.
Mhm. Mhm.
Cause they see the kid boxes that I have the trap trainer on, I have it darker. So they want to come out to the light. Come out and see what where they at. That way I don't lose too many pitches.
You mean when you first let them out?
Right. When you first let them out and home them and shit, I I can't remember the last time I lost a pitch.
Oh, nice, nice.
You know what I'm
Now, do
saying?
you have any problems with the birds of prey?
Yeah. I,
The
the, the falcons be over all the time, and but that one is that Cooper boy. He a sneaky motherfucker. But I pardon my French, but I have something for him. I
Yeah.
found out something that works for me. I before I fly at least 20 or 30 minutes, I shoot off a skyrocket.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot off a couple of skyrockets
mhm.
and let it sit back for about 20 more minutes. Then I let the birds out. I haven't since I've been doing that. I've seen BOP, but I haven't had no problem.
Oh, nice. That's
Hey,
nice.
that's a first for me. That sounds pretty cool, man. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. And the good part about it is you can go to the Indian reservation right off the 15 and get 2 for 1.
Anytime, huh?
2 for 1. You know what I'm saying? Can't beat that.
So
Can't
Johnny,
beat that.
he Jerry was asking you about how you fly your birds. So you said your kit boxes hold 50. So do you fly them in a group of 50 or
No, I have one group with 27 in it and
uh-huh.
one group with 30 in it.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It depends on the age difference. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
once they pick something up, they pick it up pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you got them in tip top shape, then hey, some of the younger ones will surpass the older ones.
Mhm.
you know, because
Yeah.
they didn't picked it up faster than they old ass.
So
But
once you got them together and you got them kitted, um, you I guess you can move them any kind of way once you got them kitted.
yeah, well,
Uh,
see, the thing of it is, I try not to have a whole in a team for a competition I'm trying to do. I maybe 22, 23, maybe.
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I always want to have that just in case somebody get bumped off or somebody bust
Mhm.
their ass. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
gotta have some backup, but backup to where when they're pulled out, they're not gonna make that big of a
Yeah.
difference.
Mhm.
What are you feeding your breeders?
My breeders, I feed them NutriBlend.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a round pellet
Yeah.
from Purina,
Yeah.
and I find it's better than the long skinny pellet.
Right. Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
They eat it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the stock pin birds, they get 16%. I like using Star Mill, but hey, getting I find out here in Vegas is very hard to get good pigeons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For the most part, I I I deal with Jeds. I do the order trip. Hey man, I'm tired of going around asking these people this and asking them that, and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. Hey, I'm not. I'm trying to give my birds the best I can get.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I give them the best. They gonna give me the
Yeah.
best.
Now, what like when you wean the offspring, are do you transition them into that 16%?
No, I don't do no transition. See, I use the NutriBlend Green. Okay, that's high protein already,
Yeah.
but it's not more than 22%. It don't make them shit like geese.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So once I pull the babies out, put them in a kit box, probably either by themselves or with a couple more babies, and leave them for 2 days, and take a bird out of another kit box, an older bird, put a tray in there with a little bit of feed in there, and they see that older bird, hey, they're on it. And
Yeah.
after 2 days after that, they're trained to the whistle.
So, so are you saying you keep them on the pellets, or you move them to the feed?
But once they pull out of the nest, hey, they go straight to feed.
Straight to feed.
Straight
Okay.
to feed. So the way the pellets is make them babies grow up and the way they are, it's gonna
Mhm.
take 2 or 3 days for them to pay attention to what you're talking about. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Two
Yeah.
2 or 3 days. Oh shit, that's on and popping. They everything you pay attention to everything you do.
Yeah. Now, do you um like you keep them flying every day? What's your flight program for your youngsters?
Well, wanna I would prefer to fly every day, but weather out here is so trippy.
Mhm.
Oh, it's been a learning process when I made this transition from California, believe me. And but hey, I done picked up a few pointers, so I'm trying to get off the sideline.
Yeah.
So
How
you know,
where'd you like it best? Over there or Vegas? California or
well,
Vegas?
California, for flying weather, California, I pick it up every day. I love it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I flew in Compton, I flew in Long Beach, I flew in Riverside, I flew in Palmdale. Hey, I was doing it up. But see, the only thing it is, I'm still on top of the game for the breeding, but I haven't really seriously flew any birds since 2017. That's a long time to be on the sideline.
Yeah.
You
So
know what
you're
I'm saying?
back in.
But I'm coming.
You coming. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm wanting it, but like I hate to keep saying it, that shit don't come out overnight. You
Yeah.
know
No,
what I'm saying? Time.
Yeah.
so Johnny, are you flying this season? Are you waiting for your youngsters for next or what?
Once I get these birds teamed up, hey, I'm gonna try to fly, even if they ain't doing shit. I
Hmm.
want to fly.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
want their ass to get up there and give me my 20 minutes. And once they get a little bit older, I want to see their performance. I don't want to see their performance before they start getting up there, start flying. See,
Right.
when they start coming, I want them to hold it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want a person to come over and see some good roll and say, ah, did
Yeah.
that bird do that? Yes, sir.
Well, I often ask this question to everybody that we talk to, um, in reference to um, what what a good roller is. You know, if you had to tell a youngster, this is what you're looking for, and you should measure every bird from this one bird. What would that be?
I
What would that
wouldn't.
bird look like?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to take somebody up under my wing, I'd take them and let them see.
Mm-hmm.
Once they see,
Mm-hmm.
once they be able to look up there and see that bird that's gonna catch their eye.
Right.
That's what you
Mm-hmm.
right,
Yeah.
Right.
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 See, that's that was me being very fortunate to be in the area with, like you said, with the old dudes. You know what I'm saying? Just getting in.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when I met Charles Robinson, he said, "Hey man," he said, "just because you see this, you ain't seen it all. Go around and check everything out.
Mm-hmm.
That what was consistent pop catches your eye all the time. That's what you deal with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But even before I met him, I had Smith birds, Lima birds, and some pencil birds.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I I
you had
really
seen you had
huh?
seen you had seen proper rollers by the
Right,
time you met him. Yeah.
right. So hey, I just built around it. Hey, it was working for me, and every time I do a new twist, it come out better, just as good as before. Hey, I be loving that.
Now, Johnny, once you have your birds kidding and on the wing, um, do you cut back feed or do you just keep feed the same? I mean, is there anything special you do once you got them kidded?
Well, see, the way I do it is, see, I feed my birds 16%.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta control that, pay very strict attention until you hit that sweet spot. Once you hit that sweet spot, you stay consistent on that sweet spot, and you still maintain control, and they're doing what you want them to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From the gate, after their wing,
Mm-hmm.
teaspoon of food per bird per day.
Right.
You don't fly, you don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
So and it works. It may seem to be hard, but it works for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know you've been around long enough. I mean, we're talking about young birds right now, but um, was it you that mentioned? Did you mention earlier about flying birds that were older?
Yeah,
You know, 3 and 4 year old birds.
yeah, yeah.
Um, tell the youngsters out here the difference between an old bird kid compared to young birds.
Well, the difference is young birds. Some may be you don't have to, maybe 3 or 4 times a minute. You know what I'm saying? But they still on the learning end of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even though they're doing it and maybe performing really well,
Mm-hmm.
hey, they're not gonna outlast an old bird team that's been conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you notice when you fly a team of birds, once they start kidding, everybody got their position. Every time you chunk them birds up, you're gonna see these birds flying in the same position. Everybody got their position in their key.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I've seen most kids. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Which
So,
really speaks to keeping kids together as a
right,
group, right?
right,
I mean, it really
right,
speaks to that.
Yeah.
They find their position. That's where they are. They know it. They know where everybody else is.
right. And you don't have
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much of this
yeah, for sure.
lag and then drag.
Yeah.
You know. So hey,
Now I know that right now we have the World Cup going, and there's a lot of people that are participating, entering kits, um, and they're starting to fly, coming out from a lockdown season. Some of us do 6 months, 4 months, depending on how bad the BOP is. Um, right now, for those that are just getting into competition and maybe it's their first or second time participating, how long do you see, like, or just to give us an idea with your birds, does it take to get them back in the groove, back into the nucleus from a long lockdown? And how would you give us an advice to get them ready for that? I mean, what condition do they need to be to and how long does it take so that they could start getting together and where you could see, okay, they're almost there, ready for that competition day?
well, my personal opinion, my approach, you fly the birds as much as you can. You know, at one point a while back, I had a team that it seemed like they was almost there, but they started tripping. So I started flying them 3 times a day.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When they come in that first time, I give them a little something to make them come in, and then 2 or 3 hours later, I'm chucking their butts back out.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then I pull the same trick on them again, get them to come in and let them get some water and rest up. I'm chucking their butts back out. And hey, it works. It works.
So you
But
can't you can't you can't
once
break them down right away or
no,
just make it.
you don't break them down. You still give them a teaspoon per bird, but you put more work on that egg.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's building that muscle.
Hmm.
But as long as you got the feed to the sweet spot, you don't go with the feed. You put that work on that butt. You know what I'm saying? So, well, at least that's what works for me.
Yeah. And
Uh,
how long prior to like let's say a main fly would you start flying them? How much time do they need?
hey man, for for a team of birds want to come, you got birds that come in 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying? You you trying to push it to go to the long haul. You're flying every day. You know what I'm saying? Because they come in that early, they ain't gonna be able to hold it.
Yeah.
This is from fact. You know what I'm saying? But me, hey, I'm old school. I'm not trying to dig up there a year to wait for no bird to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking 6.5, 7 months, 8 months.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And after that, it's all gravy. See that's a be a dependable.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So so
And after a lockdown, what do you give them like prior to a main fly? Like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, or to you figure they get it?
see, I like that G15 is vitamin bodybuilder.
Okay.
Hmm.
And let's see. Well, what I know is a lot of racer guys use that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, 3 weeks prior to a
Okay.
race. Three weeks prior to a race.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like giving them B12 and
Yeah. Okay.
vitamin B complex and all that stuff. Because once you give it to them, you'll notice you have to cut back on the feed.
Hmm.
They'll leave what you would normally have fed them. They'll leave that feed. You'll have to cut. They've already picked up.
So, John, is that the only type of supplement or medication that you give your birds? Do you medicate for any?
Well, I I try to do antibiotics once a year.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I do vitamins 2 or 3 times a year. I give them a little garlic, B12 complex. You know what I'm saying? And that the G15. Hey, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And while it's kept, your bird, if your birds are B12 deficient, they're easy access to pick up paramix.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I give it all to them. You know what I'm saying? The last 3 times I did it, I gave them three all at once. I mixed it all up,
Hmm.
but I didn't give them as much garlic.
Hmm.
less the amount of guards, and because I put them on oyster shell and grit. So I want the minerals, but I don't want it to be jammed up on it where that shit's just gonna come out and be wasted and then the pitcher's gonna absorb it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've heard other guys talk about B12 and how it affects a kid. Um, and you talk about it like it. Can't remember what the guy said. He said it seems that the birds kind of pick up energy. They seem a little more calm, but still their energy level seems to pick
Right,
up, and
right,
you can see it in the way they act, even in the kid box or in the loft.
right. They always doing something. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So hey, but I try not to put too much of this chemicals on them because I want them to have the natural immunity.
Yeah.
See, and like I was telling Jerry earlier, hey, when I made the transition with 350 birds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
bet I barely got 200 now, so I know my bird's immune system has adjusted and picked up.
Hmm.
So they ain't trying to catch shit. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
was I was looking under my kit boxes. I said, "Oh, black and white. That's what I love to see."
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Johnny,
Nice droppings, huh?
Yeah.
yeah. Do you fly in a local club there?
Yes.
What's the is it what's the name of the club? Is it
Vegas Vegas Strong Roller Association.
okay? So do you guys have one club in Vegas? Is it
I think there's about two or three others. Well, we're for the MBRC. We're Region 14.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
You know what I'm saying? So I fly with them too.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
So
But then you have little separate clubs.
I not that we fraternize with or that we know of. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? And most of our fraternization goes back to the boys in the high desert in California
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
they only about uh 3-4 hours from us.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
going through the back way. I think they the VCR or something.
Eight.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. HVRC or something like that.
Right, right. So, because we have a yearly fly with them against
Yeah.
them.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and then of course, you're the NBRC member and you're gonna be competing this year, do you think?
Hey, I'm gonna try to put if I get a team start kidding and give me 20 minutes, I'm gonna fly. I
Mhm.
don't care if I score 1 point.
Right, right, right. So
Nice.
you're in.
Huh?
You're in.
Hey, I'm trying to do it. Like I didn't tell you this, but hey, these 27 birds, I'm flying them twice a day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The 35 they trap train and they on the roof. I ain't start flagging their ass. So,
Right.
but hey, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. I want.
Just a matter of time.
I want.
It's
I want. I
coming,
want to.
baby.
I want to tell you that. I just want to give you guys props out there for putting up the Pinson Memorial Show. It's every year. It's a great show. I didn't make it this year, but last year I did make it, and I even made a documentary on there. So did you guys have a great outcome on this year's?
Hey, well, I enjoyed myself, and from the way it all panned out, I had 100% club participation.
Nice.
That was the beauty part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the beauty. 100% club participation. Loving it. But it was nice. Richard Parr's daughter came through and with his grandkids. So hey, that was a good thing.
Yeah,
We, we
it's a nice event. You know, it's one of the events that you know it's that a lot of people travel to go, and I highly recommend it to those that are tuning in into this podcast. You know, try to make it out there and experience it. It's a really good. They got lots of good people out there, food, prizes, feed, everything. You know what I mean? A lot of camaraderie going on in that event. So you know, I give applause for you guys.
Thank you.
Well, you have some competitive guys in your region, and then of course you throw in the high desert, which you guys fly against. You have some pretty competitive guys there. Is there anybody in your local area that you see up and coming? Um, that they're going to do well with the rollers.
Well, no, because I really haven't been concentrating on nobody but me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I know it's a little selfish,
Mm-hmm.
but I did reach out to one of my club members, and I shot him some youngsters, and I'm gonna shoot him some more. And if they do as I expected for them to do, then he'll be a force to reckon
Great.
with. Huh?
Well, it's nice to have a mentor. I mean, because um,
Well, I'm really not his mentor. See, years back, his friend had bought some birds from me and my friend Charles Robinson, and brought them out here to Vegas and introduced these boys to these birds out here, and they was beating them up. So Benson was part of that process, and he remember he ain't forgot. He told me, "Oh man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here."
uh-huh.
But he told me, he said, "You know how it go. You do what you can do with what you got."
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So hey, but he said he been scrapping, but hey, it's coming. It's all good. It's all good. I can say even though I'm short on time, I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice,
Well, I
nice.
mean, Johnny, you've flown in I mean, all the places areas you said you've flown in, and now you're going to be flying in Las Vegas. I mean, that's proof for most of us. I mean, because all three of us here are that type of roller man. Like I don't know. I've never had the thought in my mind to ever get rid of my birds. Even in bad times. When everything's, everybody have them. When things just not going right, that's where I always end up. In my backyard, watching the birds. Or doing something with the birds. That's where I find my peace, like you do, and I think we all are that way. Um, some of us are a little crazier than others, when it comes to competition.
Right.
you
Well,
know, you know. I mean, we could get that way, but it's fun, and
right,
that's part of the reason we do it, right?
right. Sometimes myself, I get excited. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Because you have those that talk shit. It kind of irritates you to kind of rub that spot a little bit. So,
Right.
Mm.
but it's still all good. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I like the camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Me, I like watching good, bro. I don't give a shit if it's in my backyard or whose backyard it's in. I like watching good.
that's right.
Yeah.
Saying if you got it good, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what I'm saying? And be sure enough. Hey, I'm old, but my eyes ain't. I done got my eyes done. I'm still seeing good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm,
So
I'm seeing real
you're
good.
able to you're able to scope out those wing switchers and outbirds and all that to
Right,
call them,
right, right.
right?
What? See, even it took damn near 3 years for me to get a consistent amount of birds. But watching them that's been straggling on them fives and 17s and all of that old shit, hey, you be watching them. I
Mhm.
got a bird up here right now for 7 months. That hen was wearing it out. She was 40 to 50 feet. 7 months. Busted turn around and to at 8 months, about the middle part of that 8 month. Oh man, she started busting that butt. The only reason she didn't kill herself was because of the fact was how fast she was spinning. Every time she hit the ground or whatever she hit, she'd be it's like a park. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only reason why.
Mhm.
Because her five brothers and sisters, they ain't no matter. I ain't gonna never do that. I was half brothers.
Yeah,
Man, hey, hot,
yeah.
but hey, can't watch them on the ground.
Right, right, right.
You can't watch them on the ground, that's for sure.
So, Johnny, you got anything you'd like to say to everybody before we end the episode?
Well, I'm delighted that you guys see fit to have me on your show. I very much appreciate it. And for all those out there, hey man, if you gonna get in it, get in it. I'm in it till the wheels fall off.
Mhm.
So, hey, whatever I can do to help, hey, holler at me. That's all.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I still got a long way to go. A lot to learn, and I just wanna you know take it to the wheels fall off, just like you, and be humble, man. You know what I mean? You It sounds like you're having a great time with these birds, and if you could do it at your age, then I'm glad, because I'm gonna be doing it at that age as well. You know what I mean? I want to thank you so much for your kind words on the show, being able to make it here on the show, and it's just to show that there ain't no age limit to this. We could take it to the wheels fall off, like you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And especially because of the fact I can't put it on. See, I'm a vet. I can't put it on if it's having my PTSD or what.
Mhm.
But whatever it's doing, it makes me a better person.
Yeah.
Nah, gotta hit that one too. Applause on
Uh,
that.
well,
Maybe,
thank
maybe,
you, John. And that reminds me, in closing, Jerry and I talked about, a little closing statement that we might want to use, and these three words we're going to repeat at the end of every show, and it's support, promote, and enjoy. And when I say support, I mean support your local club, support your friends that are around you, support any show that you can go to and promote it to younger people and get them into the hobby. Support the NBRC in the World Cup. Promote. And we're talking about exactly the same thing. And enjoy it. You see Johnny's enjoying it.
Yep.
Jerry's enjoying it. And I sure love it myself. So you guys have a good day. Good show, man. I really appreciate you coming on, Johnny.
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you guys so
Sure.
much, and remember,
Nice to meet
guys, subscribe, like, check out the Pigeon Broadcast Patreon channel. Support that. It's all coming back to this program. So with this project, we're gonna keep it going and make it strong. Thank you, guys.